Hi, today I'm here to teach you how to install Active Directory and configure it. So go into the system, and this is a brand new server 2016, and go to computer name. As you're on the dashboard, come back to local server and then come to computer name, and then make sure you change this name and then put a customized name here. So I have changed my name already, and I have PEDC1, and then you can see it is still on work group. It's okay to it. The machine will start, and then you'll be back to this side. When you get here, let's configure the IP address. So click on the Ethernet and let's go to the IP address. You see my default Ethernet. I have only one Ethernet in my system. Right click and then go to property of it, and then you see IP version 4. This is where we are going to put our static IP. So go to properties and go to the following IP address. We are going to use class C, and it's going to be a private IP. So I'm starting with my IP of 192.168.5, and my server will be 100. And then let's get our starting max. This indicates that it is class C. I don't have gateway for now. Now the DNS will give us the name resolver, or it's going to be a name resolver. And so if you don't have a public DNS, you can use the first IP address as your DNS. And so I'm going to use my first IP address, which is 192.168.5.100 as my DNS. And so I'm typing 192.168.5.100 and say OK to it. And then you can close this one. And I want to rename this one and make it 192.168.5.0 network. So I can use this one to identify the network I am on. You can close here. Basically, we can now continue to install. Either you go to manage and go to add row, or you come to the dashboard and come to add row and features. So click add row and features. So you begin with this wizard. Before you can continue, verify that the following tasks have been completed. The admin must have a strong password. You must have a static IP, which we have 192.168.5.100 as statically IP or static IP. And so we can continue, or we can even skip this page and continue. And we are selecting the role-based or feature-based installation. Configure a single server by adding a row service and feature. So it's going to be a row or service through the role-based or feature-based installation, and continue next. Right now we have only one system in our server pool. You can have more server for installing services on it or even managing it. For now, we have only one in our pool, which has been filtered, and so PEDC1 is what we have, and continue. When we get here, we can integrate the Active Directory with the DNS. Already the system will integrate it for us because we have the DNS in our NIC. And so just go to Active Directory Domain Services and then add the features. Now, what is the purpose of this installation? Active Directory Domain Services store information about objects on the network and makes this information available to users and network administrators. EDDS uses domain controllers to give network users access to permitted resources anywhere on the network through a single log on process. And so when this services is done, then we will be able to get a domain controller which is going to control who get access to our resources. And so let's continue. We are not adding any features here. We are maintaining our group policy management, which is part of the Active Directory, or which we need it, and other services that has been selected: remote server administration tools, and then SMB. All this one, because we need it, supposed to be here. That is why we add the features and go next. You can also configure Office 365 with Microsoft Azure Cloud. And so for now we don't have it, and so we are going to next. This is a private domain that we are configuring, and continue to say install. And then it will launch Active Directory Domain Services configuration wizard for you. Now what we are selecting is add a new forest, and so this is a brand new organization that we have, and so we are beginning our forest with a new domain, and then we will give it a name of p.edu. Go next. So when you get here, you see the function level and the domain function level. Now when you maintain the 2016, make sure you maintain the domain function level at 2016. Now if you maintain 2016, that means that all the domain controllers that you're going to install on for this company must all be 2016. If it is 2012 R2, then it means that 2008 cannot join as a domain controller. 2008 R2 cannot join this system as a domain controller. And so I would like to maintain my own on the 2016, and there is going to be a DNS and also a global catalog. And then we need to put a password which is going to be service restore mode, the DSRM password, that is directory service restore mode. So I'm putting my password here, and then another one here, and so we can continue with this. Now we don't have any DNS that we need to delegate, and so let's continue this one. And now you have to get the NetBIOS name for the old NetBIOS resolvers or host files. And so we have PE, which is good, and go next. Now this is where we have our database. The log files, the system vol files, they are all going to be within drive C. We'll maintain it as it is and go next. Now checking everything looks good, you can save the script, view the script, and you can use the PowerShell to do all these and continue next. Prerequisite check. Let's wait for a while and see whether we're able to pass the checks. Good. All prerequisite checks pass successfully, so we are good to go and continue with install. So we can't be able to know that this is domain or Active Directory. We have our domain ready. Let's enter with our credential. Waiting for server manager to launch itself. So you can see Active Directory, domain services, and then the DNS. So have a file and storage services, and so now this is or this server is Active Directory or domain server. It is a server, and then you can see tools, see the Active Directory, administrative center, the trust, the user, and computers. Let's click on this one to look at it. So you can see p.edu domain. So this is a domain environment. This is our domain, and this is our first domain in the forest. Thank you for watching the video. Let's look out for the new series that will continue to come up.